Welcome to our Module 1 presentation about ocean cleanup. I'm Caroline Dunnigan.
I'm Bridget Durkin.
I'm Michael Bell.
I'm Eric Gomez.
I'm Micah Wisman.
And I'm Prithvi Vijay.
Our team was tasked to develop an efficient, sustainable, and scalable system to clean up plastic pollution in a critical ocean region. The Great Pacific Garbage Patch is the largest collection of plastics in the ocean and spans from the west coast of North America to Japan. These plastics come from land runoff, commercial fishing, shipping waste, coastal industries, and just about any human activity involving plastics. The plastics have a detrimental effect on marine ecosystems as they do not biodegrade and only break down into smaller pieces. Fish and other marine life mistake it as food, choking on it, or developing blockages which can kill them. They get caught up in plastics and their ability to thrive is severely affected. Toxins leached by plastics into the water are absorbed and ingested by marine organisms, affecting their health, and the accumulation of plastics can kill plants and coral reefs as they are starved of light and oxygen. These plastics wash up on shore, littering beaches, which then affects the coastal tourism industry, and human health and consumption is affected by the buildup of microplastics and toxins in marine life that we consume or rely on. Among climate change, plastic pollution in the ocean is one of the worst environmental disasters we face.
Stakeholders. Those are the groups concerned with the ocean plastic pollution. One of them is the U.S. government. The U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service works to protect, conserve, and enhance the habitats of fish and wildlife. The U.S. Environmental Protection Agency is specialized in minimizing the environmental risks from pollution in American air, water, and land. The U.S. Navy has a fleet of approximately 470 ships for the military operations, which can be used to displace resources and collect the plastic in the ocean. And their common interest is to depollute water from sea transportation and environmental purposes. Ocean cleaning organizations. Oceanic campaigns to protect and restore the world's oceans. Big Blue Ocean Cleanup works with recycling centers to reduce pollution. Clean Ocean Action uses science, law, research, and education in order to protect the oceans, with the common interest to restoring the world's oceans and helping to reduce pollution in waterways. Ocean life organizations have a strong interest in the prevention of loss of life for marine species in regards to pollution, global warming, malicious fishing practices, and etc. Ocean Conservancy spreads awareness for endangered marine wildlife on an international scale, acts to be an educator and advocate for many mammalian species. Marine Conserva Institute advocate for mammalian species of the oceans, most commonly seals and whales, protection from the anthropogenic problems such as whaling and pollution. And their common interest is protection of marine life during the cleanup operations of the ocean environment, prevention and removal of trash from the entire marine habitats. Transoceanic economy. Shipping companies such as COSCO, MSC, and Maersk can balance economic benefits with environmental awareness by enforcing measures to prevent pollution from the ships and therefore ensuring safe and efficient navigation routes, maintaining port operations, and minimizing delays caused by pollution. Offshore oil rigs owned by Shell, Schlumberger, Halliburton, Transocean, and others will prevent oil spills and other pollutants in the ocean to protect drilling operations and workers from pollution-related disruptions. And finally, ocean and coastal tourism. Tourism companies such as cruises and beach events will ensure that tourism activities do not contribute to pollution and advocate for conservation efforts, like, for example, strictly prohibiting trash on the ground and sea. By keeping the natural beauty and cleanliness of coasts, they can attract more tourists and support the local economy. Commercial fisheries, seafood restaurants, and marine-related stores and other local firms can promote sustainable practices to reduce pollution and protect the marine ecosystems and therefore supporting their own businesses.
We found 4 main ethical dilemmas within this ocean cleaning project. The first is trying not to harm wildlife while we are cleaning out the ocean. In order not to harm the wildlife, this project will become harder and we'd have to be more careful. This also makes the project longer and more costly. Another conflict would be when working in non-American waters. Because we are working with the U.S. government, their main goal would be U.S. waters. If we expand the project, we would need to work with different governments and organizations to fulfill the stakeholders' effects from the U.S. government. Working with cleaning organizations may also conflict with our work with the transoceanic and fishing organizations. These organizations have very different goals, and it would take a lot to balance what we need to do to make both of those organizations happy. Lastly, ocean cleanup may not be sustainable. People are not going to stop producing plastic, and eventually this plastic will end up back in the ocean. Cleaning it up may end up being a futile and never-ending process.
All right, jobs descriptions. So we wanted to have a marine wildlife specialist on our team because it's important for people to understand the marine life that might be trapped in the trash debris, and it's also important to understand how there might be sea creatures who are affected in general by the trash that's in the vicinity of the ocean currents that collect the trash. It's also for ethical reasons because you don't want a lot of fish dying because of the trash cleanup because you don't understand what's going on because you don't have a marine wildlife specialist. Another job that we need is a plastic cleanup coordinator. The reason we need this job is because they understand oceanography, which is the study of ocean currents. Therefore, they can understand which ocean currents carry the most trash and circulate them. Therefore, we can more economically collect trash without having to scour the entire ocean. They can coordinate with the vessel managers, and then they'll be able to effectively clean up the ocean.
As we mentioned earlier, there will be many conflicts among the interests of our different stakeholders, and we want to minimize those conflicts. In order to do so, we are looking for a stakeholder facilitator in charge of managing, communicating, and collaborating with all of our different stakeholders. This person will need to be aware of the needs and criteria of each stakeholder involved and also be aware of our project limitations and budget. A deep understanding of each company is necessary as well as strong communication skills. Furthermore, collaboration and compromise methods will be needed to potentially diffuse situations and come up with the best solutions for everyone. We are also looking for an offshore and vessel developer to be responsible for managing the offshore facilities needed to support the project. There will be much travel to and from the actual worksite overseas, and an experienced individual or team should be in charge of overlooking this travel. Both the travel and actual work overseas requires much maintenance and knowledge of the heavy machinery involved. This job requires much collaboration as well as team leadership. Understanding of fluid mechanics, hydrodynamics, and material science is imperative for the machinery, as well as an understanding of marine environments to limit even further harm on the sea life. One of the most important aspects of the job is also ensuring boat and crew safety. This job will require one to develop and supervise the usage of sea vessels for the cleanup process and transportation of the crew.
So for a specific task, we require a multitude of engineering roles, the first of which being biological systems engineering, which most directly relates with the marine life specialist. Their focus is on the protection of the environment and the implications of trash in the ocean. They also, in their engineering role, should be concerned with the health of marine life before cleanup and after cleanup as well. Secondly, mechanical engineering is one of our important roles because of its involvement with offshore and vessel development. It involves the physical processes of cleaning up the ocean through mechanical means, and they also have to coordinate with the ocean engineer on solution development, since both of them together are going to be involved in the physical elements of our task. The third is the material engineer. This role is most directly associated with plastic cleanup coordination and is in charge of studying the effects of the plastic and how long it'll last in the ocean, as well as coming up with solutions knowing the properties of plastic to eliminate it through methods such as decomposition. Additionally, they'll work with the ocean engineer to find materials to make the crafts out of that will last in ocean conditions. We also have the industrial systems engineer, who is most directly related with the stakeholders as they are involved in organizing the overall system of ocean cleanup, as well as the effectiveness and efficiency of our cleanup methods. Finally, And arguably one of the more important engineering roles is the ocean engineer, as they are directly involved with the development of vessels and other cleanup methods that will be used for cleaning up the trash, as well as working with the mechanical engineer on the physical solution for cleanup and the materials engineer for the methods by which they're going to, store and actually use the cleanup methods. Anyways, this has been our presentation. Thank you for watching.